Wow. All I can say is Iguazu Falls on the border between Argentina and Brazil impressed me greatly. Probably as much as the Grand Canyon in Arizona. So shortly before Sandy's and my trip to Argentina, like many people, I had never heard of Iguazu Falls. What's that? In fact, I didn't even know anything about it and didn't even care to visit it. Like almost everyone else, I had heard of Niagara Falls in upstate New York on the border between New York and Canada, and I've heard of Victoria Falls in Africa. But who had ever heard of Iguazu Falls, the top tourist attraction in Brazil, and considered by many to be one of the 7 natural wonders of the world? But Sandy convinced me that if we're going to Buenos Aires, Argentina, and before we started our Antarctic cruise, we needed to go visit this waterfalls. And I am sure glad that we did. Was I astonished and stunned when I got there. Now, coming from Northwest Oregon, where we have mountains all around us and the Columbia River Gorge and the Oregon coast, we have scores of waterfalls within an hour to an hour and a half of our house. So I'm not easily impressed by waterfalls. I mean, we have one of the largest waterfalls in the United States, Multnomah Falls, about a little over an hour from my house. It's like 650 feet tall, and we have numerous waterfalls in the 200 to 300 foot range all around us. Beautiful falls. So, you know, another waterfalls, oh well, so what? But upon first viewing Iguazu Falls, I soon realized to my astonishment that this falls is in a class all of its own, and there are not words to express the glory, the beauty of the whole thing. Sandy and I spent a full 2 days. The first day exploring the Argentine side of Iguazu Falls, and the second day exploring the Brazil side of the falls. We were around the falls, in the falls, over the falls, below the falls, and in the river leading up to the falls. We hiked for miles with our private tour guide, Paulo, and everywhere we went, the sound of the falls literally drowned out our voices. You cannot escape this falls. It's 1.7 miles long through canyons and horseshoe-shaped cliffs, and this river is more than a mile and a half wide, and there's 270 waterfalls, multiple levels, all around you. The waterfalls literally encompasses you. Water flowing everywhere, above, below, around you. The Iguazu River has many, many different channels flowing over multiple cliffs and rocks and canyons and everywhere. It just literally wraps its arms around you, and you can't even hardly talk because it is so loud everywhere you go. For 2 days, hiking for miles, as we explored the nooks and crannies and the countless vistas and viewpoints. Everywhere we walked, we looked around and we saw new breathtaking aspects of this falls, kind of like examining the facets of a diamond. And we had cameras clicking and going everywhere, wanting to capture it. All of the aspects, the falls, the trees, the plants, the wildlife, everything. We were so enraptured by the whole panoramic extravaganza of this world-class wonder. In fact, I had difficult time paring down and collating my videos in order to make a movie that wasn't hours long. So this video, this movie, kind of captures just the essence, the quintessential essence of our trip to Iguazu Falls. I hope that you enjoy it and can appreciate a little bit of God's amazing creation here on the border between Brazil and Argentina.
Well,
please enjoy.
Mosses and the lichens. Gecko's blending right in with the cement. Last videos I made talk about how this is the Brazilian side of the falls, and then you have the Argentinian side over there, which we can't see much of it. But the Brazilian side of the falls continues, and we didn't see that in the last picture, clear over there. And we're not even seeing all of it.
So at this point I want to give a shout out to our amazing tour guide, Paulo Cesar Schuster, who was our private tour guide and has been guiding tourists from around the world. He speaks multiple languages for over 20 years. I will give his contact information in the description of this video, and I encourage you to contact him if you ever find yourself in this area of Argentina and Brazil. His knowledge was amazing about everything. He was able to answer every question I asked him, and I had a lot of questions about the river, the trees, the plants, the geography, the animals, and on it went. Sandy and I highly recommend Paulo Schuster as a tour guide.
So the wind and the mist is incredible. The wind is probably blowing at about 10 to 15 miles per hour from the force of the waterfalls, and there's literally a cloud of mist coming at us, getting wet just standing here on this hot summer day. It's like it's raining. It's coming right, there's an elevator that goes up. For those who want to get down here quickly. And there's the mist. Blowing right at us. Some plants hugging the rock, water, and mist. largest waterfalls complex. And now the panoramic views just keep coming. Just when we thought we were finished, when we get up here and we get to see it from this vantage point. And just this waterfalls just surprises you at every corner. It's Brazil part of the falls. And then we see this is probably the best view of the complex, but then down in there, there's more, a whole nother complex of falls that we can't see. So it's like impossible to see all the falls at once. So many of them, and it's so large. It's like I think 1.7 miles long, the length of all the falls. Multiple layers of viewpoints from the top, all up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 or 8 different levels, layers or levels of viewpoints here. All the way down to the level of the river. There's the Iguazu River. Peaceful, calm, flat. Then it drops off.
Okay, I just wanted you to understand what we just have done here. We took the bus, and the bus took us to this place here, and then we got off of the bus, started the walk, pleasant walk through the jungle, going downstairs and upstairs, but it's not difficult. And then we went to this highlights here. We could see the Argentinian side. It's more like a panoramic view. And then the highlight is down here. This catwalk here is possibly the place where you get the wet, you get the mist on your face, but it's pleasant. And then once we finished actually by taking the elevator all the way up to number 16 here, and then we had one of the most beautiful views. And then of course we ended up getting on the bus again, and now is the boat ride. Adrenaline.
The boat ride, adrenaline, all right. Heading down to the Iguazu Falls water jet boat ride. There's the Iguazu River. You look at the river from this vantage point, you wouldn't know that there was a falls upstream. It looks nice and peaceful and calm. There's the counterbalances, counterweights coming up. Iguazu River. Wow. side.